Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we have a short session about a preview feature in Azure Bicep. But before we start, I'd like to give you a short introduction about me. My name is Lagler-Gruener. I'm a multi-cloud architect in one of the biggest consulting companies in Austria. I'm working since 2012 with public cloud, mainly focusing on Microsoft Azure, and over the time I'm realizing it's a good idea to go more broader and also specializing into AWS and GCP too. You can see I have many certification, really many certification in different areas in Microsoft. So I have also the latest architecture certification, the DevOps certification, the security certification, and so on. I have for sure two AWS certification, the cloud practitioner, and also the architect associate, and the GCP certification too. You can find my social profile in different areas. So I have my LinkedIn channel, I have my YouTube channel, I have my Xing, I'm using Facebook, so you can find me on Facebook. And I have for sure my private blog called cloudblogger.at. And if you want, you can also visit my GitHub account, and you have the ability to download source codes, solutions, and more. So enough from me. So let's switch to the session, the topic from today. Today I want to talk about the new private module in Azure Bicep. So this is a new feature, it's a new release. We will talk about in a nugget format. So this means it will take approx 20 up to 35 minutes, and it's a session from level 300. So let's go ahead to the agenda. So first of all, I want to show you the latest Bicep release. What was included, what can you use? Then I want to I want to give you an overview about the highlights from this release. And yes, there's currently one issue available, but there's a cool workaround so you can use the new functionality. And at the end, I want to show you the new feature in a live demo. So let's go ahead and talk about the latest Biceps release. So the current version is the version 0.4.1008. So this is the latest version. You can install the latest version directly, or you can update your existing Bicep version, what you prefer. There are many bug fixes and features included, so you can visit the website to see the whole. But I want to give you a short overview about the main features or the main bug fixes. So they removed the warning about allow scopes for scope function. They fix exception compiling for list keys. List keys is mostly used for to get security keys from the Azure Key Vault. So there's an error available in the older version. And they also fix exceptions throwing CLI when bicep config.json is invalid, and much more for sure. But there is one highlight, and this highlight is really, really cool. This means you can use now a private module registry. So this is supported. It's a preview feature, but you can use it. You can add your models to a container registry and use those models from this private repository in your code. It's really a cool feature. They add two commands to the Bicep. To the Bicep version, it's the publish and the restore command to use the private the container registry. They're adding also the registry alias via bicep config, so you can use the bicep config to implement the path to the container registry where your modules are stored. And this is a few in the future they also add the public module registry. At the moment it's only a private available, but in version 0.5 they also add the public module registry. So currently there is an issue available. So here's the official statement from Microsoft. When you execute the bicep publish command, you get an error because the bicep publish command is not available in the exe. So they forgot something in the compiling to compile. But there's a workaround available, so you have to use the full path of your bicep.exe, and then you can use the publish command and also the restore command. So no problem, no worries about that. So you can use the new functionality till the problem is fixed. Then you can remove the full path from your configuration, and then you can use the bicep command itself with the public parameter. Okay, so that's it. Really short the presentation. So let's switch over to our live demo. What we will do is we will create the bicep module. We will upload the bicep module to the private registry, and then we are using in the main bicep file the module from the private registry with different ways, with the full path and also with the bicep config.json. Okay, so let's switch over to the live demo. So here we are. We are now in my demo environment. You can see I've prepared something. So you can see I have here my bicep folder. I also add my modules folder. Inside the modules folder, I've created the storage account bicep module file. And on the root level, I also create the main bicep file. Keep in mind, you can download the source code from my GitHub repository. I will link the path to my repository in my YouTube video also. So feel free, download it, test it, and everything is good. So we are starting now. We are starting with the module itself. What we want to create is we want to create a module to deploy a storage account. Really simple, not really a hard part. So we are creating a resource. The resource has the name storage, and this is from type storage account. Awesome. We are using the latest version, and we're also defining the required properties. In this case is the name is a required property, a location, SKU name, and the kind from the storage account. So okay, deploy. The name. For the location, I want to, I'm sorry, not for the name and for the location, I want to define a parameter. In this case, I'm using param. I'm also using my naming schema. It's from type string. And for the location, I also want to use a parameter. Also from type string. Great. Here I can use the parameter p, not p location, p storage account name, and in this case p location. For the SKU name and for the SKU kind, I'm using a hard-coded one. Not the best option, but it's okay for me in this use case. Okay, it's a standard LIS storage and also from kind storage v2. So now I want to save the module and switch to my main bicep file, and I want to show you the different ways how you can use your modules. The first, the traditional way is you can define here your module and define a name for this module, deploy storage, and I want to use the storage account bicep module and required properties. So in this case, the name, deploy. Here I want to use for the location a variable. Define here a variable with the naming standard location. In this case, I want to use West Europe. Awesome. And here I want to use the location. For the storage account name perspective, I want to define a unique string. And it's really simple to define a unique string in Azure Bicep. You can use the function unique string, and I'm using a unique string combined with the hard-coded string from my resource group ID. It's really simple. So this is the command how you can use and how you can use a unique string for your resources. Pretty simple. But it's not apart from the session from today. So we are now ready. We can save the file, the main bicep file, and we can execute a test. So in this case, I want to use AC deployment group what if to see, okay, what will happen. We are using a -- resource group, the right resource group which I've prepared, and we are with the -- template file. I'm referenced to my main bicep. Keep in mind you have to switch to the right location where the main bicep file is located. In this case, should be okay. So the process will be starting right now, and when it's finished, you will see, okay, there's one new storage account which will be created in your Azure environment. So here we are. You can see one new resource will be created in your Azure environment, and this is from type Microsoft.storage/storage account, and this is the unique name for your storage account. Great. So this is the traditional way how you can use modules. So now I want to show you the new way. So let's comment this out and switch to the Azure portal. And you can see here I've deployed a container registry, a normal container registry. From the standard SKU, it's absolutely okay. If you want to use the private endpoint, you have to deploy, if you want to use a private IP address to connect to the container registry, you have to deploy the premium container registry SKU. But in this case, it's okay for me to use the standard. So how we can use the container registry. So let's switch back to our configuration. Let's go to the modules folder and execute a command like this one here. So one moment. I want to define a new version, the version 3, because I have defined a previous version in my case. Here we are, bicep, the new command publish, the name from the module file itself, and then you have to define the target. And the target is starting with BR, the name from the container registry, and then the module path. You can define your module path what you want. In this case, I'm using /bicep/modules, and this is the module storage and the version v3. Where you can find the path from your container registry is pretty simple. Let's go back to the Azure portal. You have here the login server. This is the correct path for your container registry. So, okay, so let's execute this command, and you will get an error because the argument publish is unrecognized. And this is the current issue what we have. To fix this issue, you have to add the full path to your bicep.exe file. And the bicep.exe file is normally located in your user profile, and inside your user profile you have the .azure folder /binary as a bin, and then you can find the bicep.exe. So let's switch over to my private, my user profile. Here we are. Here you can find Azure, bin, and here's the bicep.exe. So you have to define the full path in your command, and then we can execute. We have to define another version. In this case is the v3. And now we publish the bicep module. Great, it's finished. So let's switch back to the Azure portal. Let's go to the repositories. Here we are. slash bicep slash module slash storage. So this is my path to my module. And when we go inside the module, you can see here we have a tag, the v3, and we can use this path. So this is the correct path to my module. So how we can use this in Bicep? It's pretty simple. So let's copy the module itself here. Let's change something. We want to change exactly this one here. To define the full path to the container register is pretty simple. Using BR and copy and paste the path from here and add the path to your configuration. So that's it. You can use the command here, the same name. Let's save the configuration and retry it with the what if command. We should get the same, okay, yes, wrong path. Now we should get the same output. We also, it's starting, it's running, so at the end you will see there's one new resource, the name from the storage account. So let's wait some seconds. Here we are, new storage account from Microsoft Resource Provider Microsoft Storage account with the new unique string, but in this case we are using the private repository. Okay, awesome. So now this is the version with the full path. You can use the full path if you want, but you also can use the new alias inside the Bicep configuration. So what we can do here, we can add a new file named bicep config.json, and inside the bicep config.json file we can add the following configuration. Here we are. We add a module alias br, and here we have the private modules, and this is the path to our container registry. And this is the path to the modules. In this case, Bicep modules. Great. So let's save this configuration. Let's switch back to our main Bicep file. Copy paste. Now, if we want to use the alias, we can use BR, and then we can copy the name from the alias private modules, paste it here, and define the module itself, storage v3. So this is the same process like the process from above, but in this case we are using the bicep config file. So let's save the configuration. Let's save for secure the bicep config file. Let's go ahead and try it again. And we should get the same output for our configuration. Awesome. Exactly the same process. We are using bicep config file, the alias inside the bicep config file. We are using the private container repository for our modules, and we can deploy right now the resources to the Azure portal. Okay, awesome. It's finished. So we don't get any errors. Let's go to the Azure portal. Let's switch back to our resource group to RG Bicep, and let's go ahead and let's see if it's finished. Yeah, here we are. We have now here our storage account. Okay, so pretty simple to implement the new feature. Keep in mind there's one issue available in the current version, but I will hope it's fixed in the near future. In the version 0.5, Microsoft will also add the public repository, the next really cool feature. So that's it from my session. I hope you enjoyed the session. I hope you can rebuild the configuration in your environment. If you have some troubles, ping me over LinkedIn, Twitter or Xing, whatever you want. That's it. Thanks and see you soon.